Harrison.
Yeah, this guy.
So, first things first, you can introduce yourself. Since you have the mic, we'll start with you. And what part did you do with the film?
Yeah, my name is Robin August.
Oh,
I directed the film.
And for so many people, like one question that I always love to ask is, what surprised you going from script to screen?
Well, what surprised me?
Yeah. What did you expect and what changed?
I mean, we had not very much time to shoot it, so...
How long did you do it?
12 days. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I think, what, 10?
10 in the woods.
10 in the woods.
2 in the 818.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we kind of knew going in that it was going to be pretty rough, but we had such amazing, the crew and everyone on it was just so good and amazing, and it immediately turned into like a family. So, in all honesty, like, I don't think it could have gone better, really. Like, I was actually really surprised how well it went. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I don't know if you want to answer that. I'll keep it.
No, pass it on there to Big Tom Keach.
So I'm Tom. I wrote it. Ron and Lan, who's in the back, and Ned. I'll just say that Ned was the lawyer on the phone, and Ned has since passed. We will have a memorial page when it goes to out into the world distribution. But we were very fortunate to be one of Ned's first movies that he produced, and we were very, very fortunate to actually get him to play a small role in it, so we will always have that. So,
Hey, I'm Ron Roger, one of the producers, and Doc Locke.
I'm Michael Tiovi, I'm the composer.
Changing the subject a bit. So my name is Laura. I was the producer, director, and writer for the opening short Good Times, Bad Times. And what an honor to have opened this amazing feature film. Oh gosh.
Well, you know, it's interesting. You were saying you're changing the subject. In a lot of ways, we're not, because a movie is in so many ways a movie. You had mentioned with your movie that you had an interesting story about casting.
Oh yeah, like something that I really proud of myself was my casting process. Ophir here did an amazing job, of course.
Sure.
There's something about like girls were like harmless on the surface, but they have these tendencies of being just a psycho and taking pictures of it for some reason. A Polaroid, vintage, I love it. But the casting process was like, I wrote the script. The script had no lines. The only line we have on the film was improvised, which is thumbs up. But the casting process was basically, okay, I don't have any lines, so I don't have any sides to give to the people that I'm casting and doing auditions. So okay, I need two things out of the actors that I'm choosing. I need her to be cute and maniac pixie dream on the surface, but I also need her to be creepy, because she has this like inner layer of, I like killing people. But so I needed those two things. So I got two inspirations for movies. One was, I took the lines out of Sleeping Beauty, the Disney animated film, the scene where the princess is going through the woods and talking to the animals and being like, oh, I dreamt of a prince and whatever. So I gave her those lines, she nailed it, but I also gave her the final monologue of Psycho, where it's Norma Bates talking about, oh, I will never harm a fly, you know, all of that. And she also did an amazing job. It was like, she's fine. And that's basically it. I got two inspirations from great films, and the essence out of that, and that's the film.
And yeah, and then there's the actress right there. So piggybacking on that, seeing how she was auditioning you, what did you find was your biggest surprise or discovery when you went right onto the set?
It's funny because when she wanted me to be in a horror film, I laughed because I am terrified. I'm a scaredy cat. This entire film, I was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I couldn't But I really enjoyed it. I think I like more to be in the other side of the camera. And not like.
So you're also a director or writer?
No. I'm sorry. I meant on the other side of the screen, just to make the movie. I don't know if I'll ever watch the movies I'm making if they're gonna be horror, but I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the process. I really enjoyed. I feel like with horror, the continuity effect, like to keep continuity, is a little harder. With the blood everywhere. So I really enjoyed the process. I learned a lot about the process.
Well, great, thanks. And we know that your shy composer is there. Actually, he's
My husband.
right. And so I love how and I believe that the gentleman next to you is also. You were saying you're the composer for KillHer?
For KillHer.
And yeah, great job. And music tells so much of the stories of our movies. So walk us a little bit into your process of composing, and do you also and scoring?
Yeah, I mean, for this one, it was kind of a fusion of kind of retro, feels. We wanted it to kind of feel, like the films from kind of the 80s and whatnot, but it's also modern day. So, it had that fusion between kind of synths and more orchestral. And then, of course, right at the end, we have the kind of metal when everything goes down, which is kind of fun. So, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of went into it knowing that was kind of the world. I think it's really important to understand the world you're in. And then you just kind of take it scene by scene. And it's really, Robin and I, always working with the director and going back and forth a lot, despite working almost exclusively by myself in my studio. It is highly collaborative because of our discussions and sending quick time videos back and forth and demos and getting things just right. And then of course at the end, through the mix session and everything, you actually get to see some other people, with Mark and Andreas, our mixer, and everything. So yeah, I don't know. That's it, a little bit, but yeah.
Was there a particular instrument? Like, did you go from section to section as you were?
Kazoo.
Kazoo. Yeah,
a lot of cowbell. Yeah, I don't know. It depended on, there's that kind of a few of those themes that are kind of more the synth oriented stuff that always happen when something crazy is about to happen, right? But I don't know. There's a lot of like cello mixed in. There's with Harrison's scene. That scene, really meant a lot to me. When I took it personally when he got it. And I really wanted to, treat that scene with a lot of care. And for me, it was really important to have like big choir as you had the, his hand going down with the karaoke. So then I'm like, oh, we gotta have voices here, right? So big choir there. That was like really important to me to give like him almost like a tribute to that character, musically. Yeah. So yeah.
So yeah, with Roger and I guess Tom, we know that like one of the biggest challenges with independent filmmaking is the budget. But in addition to that, what did you find as soon as you saw what was on the page that you needed to bring, and what presented? Oh no, to you. We're going down.
Because they haven't introduced themselves. Anyway,
yeah, we're going to go right there in a second.
I don't know. I brought some great people on. Tom brought some great people on. I just had faith in all these things. I was actually a secret casting director. Our cast director Iris Hampton was great, but I was helping her the whole way, all the way through. Probably because I felt guilty about the money we were paying her, and I said, "I'll do half the work. You will just get all the credit." So all the way through, it was just fun how we just picked up people along the way. Mark Richardson made our mask, and that was amazing. And he's done all of Rob Zombie's stuff. So I mean, we picked up great
Have the
people.
three of you collaborated before?
We've done like 3 films, and then Robin and I did a film. But I have to. Liam is here. Liam Finn is our line producer, and if it wasn't for Liam, we wouldn't have done this movie for the budget that we did it with. Because he's a line producer. He assigned himself the first AD because we couldn't afford the first AD. but he was the glue that kept everything together, and he was so friggin' awesome.
Yes.
And that was our production, and then our post-production, Mark, who's sitting next to him. Hello, Mark. Mark did everything in post-production. He teaches classes on how to do low-budget filmmaking, and he applied everything he could to try to keep our budget low and put together. I think for what you see on the screen, you would not imagine what our budget was, but Mark made that magic happen, along with Michael, with our composer, and it was just great. And Kelton is up here. There he is. Kelton did all the makeup and all the special effects makeup. And he was amazing. I hope they all get to introduce themselves down the way.
Yeah, actually, yeah, let's introduce ourselves to this side.
Bailey as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So,
Bailey,
I'll
too.
start.
yes.
I'm MC Huff and I played Eddie.
And as you were playing Eddie, we're not gonna, what attracted you to that part, but what,
Yeah, I mean, that's accurate.
yeah, what was your biggest challenge as an actress doing this?
Well, I think what attracted me to the part was she's such a complex human and she had such a rough childhood. So I really just spent most of my time dealing with that and how Eddie just wants love. And at the end of the day, everyone she's ever loved has abandoned her. And that pain of the abandonment is just what fueled me throughout the whole film. So.
Hi, I'm Nicole Levintz, and I played Ray in KillHer.
And your biggest surprise as you were making the movie, as you as an actress, you as a person?
Wait, say that again?
As you as an actress, your biggest surprise and discovery?
My biggest surprise and discovery in the film or just in life?
We bring everything to our work, so in the film.
In the film, I think just seeing the whole piece come together. I think for me as an actress, my favorite part is seeing all of everyone's genius zones come together. And we just made a film, in the woods, 2 weeks. It was like being at summer camp. It was so fun. And to stay on set is a very different experience. And I think that added to a lot of the energy and the symmetry that you see on set because we really got to spend a lot of time together. Go ahead.
You guys did this during COVID, right?
Yes, we did. And I think another part of my favorite piece of what was done, and this is something that I think I spoke with Robin about and Tom about, for me, with the character of Ray, I was really excited to play her because usually in horror films, people of color were killed off. And the conversation was really important that Ray got to be the hero, which was super cool to see, and in different audiences that we yeah. And that's something that I have to say to the producers. It was really important for them to have diversity and really tell a different version of a horror film. And so we got comedy, we've got horror, we got friendship. We had a lot of different elements in this piece that really takes you on such a fun roller coaster ride.
It really does. And
I'm Rachel. I worked art department for this.
well, art departments, do so much for the world of the movie. What did you find you most wanted to express in the world?
Trees.
All fake.
No, yeah, we brought in all of those trees. No, I'm just kidding.
You built a forest.
Yeah, really. No, I think, there was a lot of contrast we wanted to build, right? The outside of HXB's cabin, when you first see it, it's very creepy and it's very confusing. Like, why does it, where are we going? And then later on you see, oh, it's actually kind of cute, he decorated. When you get inside, it's a huge shift. And also, the tents, all these things, right? You'd think there's not that much to do because it's a forest, but you'd be surprised how many things had to be hidden, so we made sure it felt desolate and not like, oh, there's a road over there. Yeah.
Great job. And we're moving to the blood and the mask now.
I'm Kelton. I'm the makeup department head.
Yeah!
Unfortunately, my sister Bailey's not here today, but she also helped out with a lot of makeup, beauty, and the effects.
So we're in the world of a horror movie. Share a little bit of the secrets of your favorite gorish makeup.
My favorite?
Yeah.
Like, in this film?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Eddie getting her face smashed was pretty funny. You got to keep it too.
That's true.
We had like 2 weeks of prep for the film, so it was like a lot of stuff we had to get done, but it was really rewarding to see it all come together.
And how did you prep for it? Like, how do you?
Well, to be
Less
honest,
than
I work
four.
out of my kitchen, so starving artist life. Yeah.
And then over.
And I'm Harrison White, and I played HX.
And talk about your same question as the others. What most attracted you and most surprised you as you
Attracted me.
work?
This coming to this role was interesting because Tom had reached out to me. They had been seeing. He reached out to me. He said, "We have different directions we want to go with this piece, with this character, but why don't you do it and do it in the way that you think would be honest to the piece?" And so I got a chance to just sort of dive in and see and bring the character to me, opposed to trying to go out and find the character, which is what I did. And it was fun. Like they said, it was 2 weeks. It was fast paced. Everybody took care of everybody. The whole process was really kind of glorious for what it was, and we had fun together, and that was the joy. There was no time for diva stuff. There was just time to get in there and work, and everybody really, I came to the set, I think I got there early, and I watched the girls work, and I got to see what they were putting themselves through to make it happen, and it made me excited, and especially to watch how Robin was dealing with everyone, because when you go into this fast-paced situation, you never know what the director's going to be like, and he was fantastic with everyone and made you feel like you can just be trusting your instinct, and that was really, really wonderful. And then to my boy Tom is my guy. I love this guy. Everything was on the page, so that's a gift, right? When it's all on the page, you don't have to work so hard except to just bring yourself to the character. And I thought that was what was happening. It was a good time. They took care of us, and we had a ball.
Yeah, I thought the ensemble work of both films kind of really came across. Let's open it up. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, come on. Yes.
What was the budget?
55 million.
I know it's like a no-no, but it ain't a range.
50 million in Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Was that 1.5 or 5.0?
Under $1 million.
It was under $1 million. There you go. It was under $1 million.
Yes.
What was the most expensive thing that you didn't think was going to eat budget?
Catering.
Rain that didn't happen.
Oh.
Or an
We had
hail that
snow.
did happen.
We had snow one night.
The scene where MC kills Jack. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Jack. So, the scene where MC kills Jagger or Jack, it was 15 degrees, so negative something, and that was written that Jack was supposed to have his shirt off, and he was like, "I can do it," and I'm like, "Dude, you're not gonna, no, like, what's the point of it?" So, like, the weather was the hardest thing that we didn't really think about. So we didn't rent lights. We had the cinematographer's lights, and so he.
What time of year did you film it?
October 21.
In Big Bear.
In
so.
Big Bear.
Very
So it
cold.
was cold to excruciating cold, and then goes from raining to snow, and then a couple times we had to shut down an hour early because it was gonna rain and it didn't rain, and then once it snowed, and we had to worry about that. So
The cold temperatures were also an issue. So art department also helped out with the SFX. Sometimes we had when she gets run over by the car, we had a dummy for that. And the head of the dummy has stuff in it so that when it gets run over, it you know, splatters. But it was so cold that we were afraid that it would freeze inside the head. So it was like this dance of like, are we shooting this yet? Bring out the dummy. No, put the dummy away. It's too cold. No, bring out the dummy. And we're like carrying around this.
A look-alike
A look-alike of her, you know.
Running off of that, like there are a couple scenes where we had like the gunshots and there's supposed to be like blood shooting out of the tubes and they would like freeze because it was so cold.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that was
do you want to say
hilarious.
the shot with the chainsaw? Kelton and Bailey are like underneath, just like throwing blood.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna say too. The crazy enough, the bane of our existence shot was actually the car scene of them driving in, because we got it the first time and then something happened where we needed to reshoot it because the sun was weird, and so then the second time we go to reshoot it, it started hailing. So, but the footage looked good, but it's like, you know, like Jenna's like out of the car looking out, and there's just like hail hitting her face. I'm like, I can't put this in the movie. It's like, she's like ignoring it, just hitting her face. And then we had to do it again, like the third time. I was like, why is this one? It should be like the easiest scene. Just takes forever. So it was like 3 times we had to shoot that.
I can tell you the dates of when we shot, because we started the first day on his birthday.
And Lance.
Yeah.
And Lance.
Coincidentally.
And then my birthday was the day we ended the shoot on.
And Ned's, right?
And Ned's was the day or two before. Right?
Yeah. So all the producers.
Was the headshot practical? Like how did
The head crash?
for the Jagger cut?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's VFX. I did that.
The VFX.
Yeah.
That roll was really cool out there.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. That's one of my favorite shots.
Yeah, nice.
No, actually, we really did cut his head off.
Yes, right there. Yeah, as a director, what is the most thing, like actually the most important thing directing the actors and like the crew?
Honestly, it's everything. I think on this film, with a little bit of like guidance from Liam, because I don't usually get a first AD a lot of times.
Wow.
So and working on such a bigger budget, it was like really cool to have someone that's really like kicking me. And this is before you, man. He's one of my, I worked with him in university. But just learning that some of the stuff I was doing, just really trying to get the shots and the cool stuff we want to get on camera and all the fun stuff. Him reminding me, go up and talk to the actors, like, I think you get so caught up with everything that you forget to like take that time, and so I learned a lot about making sure that I remember to do that. And so I think it's gonna come with me the next stuff. I've shot a lot of stuff, but I've never had to like, I don't know, like the first movie I did was so like intimate with friends, and it was like 3 people. So, but you're shooting and you're behind, a monitor far away, and they're over there, and it's like, oh no, I want to be there with them, and you just get kind of, it's so much. It's like 12 days you're shooting everything. So with the help of the actors too, like there was certain shots we were trying to like figure out like how to block it and everything. I learned a lot about blocking, a lot more, especially in the woods. It's like you have to make the whole thing a character. It gets boring. So they helped me a lot of times where we're trying to figure it out. We're like, okay, we have this, we have to shoot it here, and it's all like last minute sometimes because of weather or whatever. And then they'd be like, well, what if I did this? So it was like just collaborating with them on where their marks were going to be and how it was just really cool to like have actors that were like willing to really collaborate with me, not just sitting there and say, oh, just tell me what to do. It's like we all kind of came together and really, worked together, which was really cool.
Cool.
Oh, I just wanted to brag on Robin though. I really appreciate it. He took the effort to about a month before we started filming, he contacted me. It was such a collaborative process. He wanted to be involved in the role of Eddie, and my hair was completely different. I didn't have that short haircut, so that was something we discussed. We discussed Eddie's childhood, so the collaboration started way before we got on set. So props to you.
And MC gave it her all because she lost her voice.
Yeah, I know. How many times?
Well, my 2 cents on that is just basically surround yourself with like great people. Similar like you guys, my film was also shot in an incredibly short time. The whole thing was shot in 10 hours. So which is, I think it's pretty accomplishable for a 3-minute short film. Yeah. But the whole, including cast and crew, 10 people. So basically, a lot of people were doing like double jobs, like my script supervisor, like many of them do, is also the assistant director, so all that stuff. But also not only good people at their job, but good people that are contributing as a whole for your film, who are not afraid to give it ideas to make it better. For example, my gaffer was also my editor. When I was talking to him, so okay, I want the lights in the living room to be like warm and cozy, but the lights inside the closet needs to be like dark and cold, you know, so we can build this contrast. And like, oh, we can make this more interesting. And he was like, have you seen Suspiria? I was like, yes, tell me more. So, because then I felt like, okay, this guy is not only doing a great job with the lighting as I'm telling him to do, he's on the same page as me of like, I get what your vision is, let me get there, but better. I don't know if you guys can like also agree with that, but just not only good at what they do, but they are also helping build the thing to be the best thing that the thing can be. Ophir here, for example, like my short film is my directorial debut. I never directed anything before. I'm mostly a producer / writer. It's scary thing. I don't know how you guys do it. Oh my gosh, it's so scary. But it was a learning curve for me. I wasn't really aware of certain continuity issues, and working with blood was extra problematic. But Ophir, because she's an actress, I think she has an eye for continuity that I don't have, and we were having certain problems with that on set that I didn't prep, and I'm a very anxious person, and when I see a mistake that I didn't foresee, I was like, it's ruined, it's ruined. But then we take a step back during production, we talk about it, me, the DP, Ophir, we talk about the problem, what's not working because of continuity, and then we figure it out. Like in 15-20 minutes, we fix the problem, but we're all working together with the same goal. And again, not only working on it, but making it the best it can be.
And with that, is there something that you, is the continuity what you think you're going to take most to your next project? And what is the next project? Do you have anything you might want to, or plans for this one?
Feature.
I do have some things on the pipeline right now. Like I was in one of the producers for a feature horror film that hopefully comes out soon. But also like writing a lot, something that somebody picks. I know I have so much pressure. But I do have things that I have written, things that I want to produce, things that I'm producing right now, short films. But horror is and forever will always be my comfort zone. Either horror or like dark comedy, in which is one of the reasons why I love this film, because it's everything that I love, like humor and horror. What was the question? I can't answer.
You answered it.
I think I
Congratulations
answered
on
it.
your directorial debut.